Hi, it's Joe Mazumdar from Exploration Insights, talking to you from Toronto at the Metal Investors Forum at PDAC 2019. And with me, I have the pleasure of welcoming Teo Dechev from the CEO of Mundoro Capital.
Yes.
And so Mundoro Capital is a company that's exploring for copper and gold in the Tethyan Belt of Eastern Europe. And so why there?
The Tethyan Belt, we feel, is one of those underexplored districts for more kind of political reasons, but yet the geology and the metallogenic kind of profile of that belt is still very, very good. We got involved in 2011 and started really looking for where there are kind of known clusters of porphyry systems, and we identified Timok. And when we got there in 2011, it was fascinating to us that there was a land package, or basically open ground, which we created into a land package around a 100-year-old porphyry mine. So why are we there? Because mining has been part of the culture for well over 100 years. It's been underexplored. There's lots of good data. And if you get there early enough, which we did, we were able to build a really solid land package.
And when you say early, you were there before Reservoir.
Yeah, well, before the discovery of Reservoir.
Before the discovery of Cukaru-Peki.
Yeah, or Cukaru-Peki, yes.
Yeah, so going forward, we've had a lot more interest now that Reservoir was purchased by Nevsun, but now that we've had the Chinese not only purchase that 100-year-old mine you were talking about, RTB Bor, but they also purchased Nevsun to get that other deposit. And we've got Freeport and you've got Jogmeg. So what's going on with respect to the interest in the area? I mean, you were interested in it back in 2011. Now, is it like everybody's interested in it?
It has had a huge staking rush. So Serbia, from what we understand from the ministry right now, has got well over 90 applications that are being processed. I think that what's happened is it's been known geologically as a good jurisdiction, but perception-wise, it wasn't considered a place where you could do business. So we got involved in 2011, like I said. I'm from Eastern Europe. I know the mindset. And my view was, you can do business in these countries. It's actually easier to do business here than it was for Mundoro to do business in China, where we had been divesting our asset in 2011. So I think for us, we actually, A, understood the geology and the prospectivity there, but B, we also had a better ability to really judge whether those districts are open for business. So for the majors, Reservoirs and Freeport's joint venture and that discovery of Cukaru-Peki, I think what it did for everyone in the business is it said, okay, this is actually not an old mining camp where everything's been discovered. There's more potential here, A. And B, okay, you can actually do business there because they are actually moving that asset forward. So a lot of companies have come through the district. They've started, obviously, looking through what's available on their own, but also looking at, okay, who has what ground? Is that optionable ground? What are the dynamics in the country? So certainly from Mundoro's point of view, we think there will be more companies coming. Obviously the applications is one signal, but certainly from what we're seeing in terms of interest from the copper producers and even the gold producers, they're reevaluating their ability to do business there and seeing if, okay, what is the right place to start? Who's the right partner? What's the right land package? And we think that's going to continue.
So you're sitting at a market cap of what, about 12 million?
About that, yes.
Yeah, and you've got, what, 3 million of working capital?
Yes.
So what's going to move Mundoro forward right now?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. And, when people, certainly from the retail market, when people look at a lot of these junior exploration companies, really what they're looking at is there a resource there and how is that company going to grow the resource? They don't actually see exploration in terms of how we do it, which is really exploration for new discovery. And when you do exploration for new discovery, that's where you've got that opportunity to go from, where we are today, 20 cents to $2. I mean, you can see Reservoir as a classic example of that. So I think what investors need to look at for a Mundoro point of view is, okay, it's a 12 million market cap, 20 cents per share. It's very, from our point of view, very inexpensive to buy this equity. But what will create that next value is obviously a discovery. But we're not a one license, one project discovery. What we've done is taken a very widespread portfolio approach to our basically our shareholders, giving them an opportunity for multiple kicks at the can. So Right now in Timok, we have 8 licenses. Each one of those licenses have multiple targets that are being drill tested. We've brought in partners, so JOGMEC is funding all of the exploration activity that's going on in those 4 northern licenses. We've brought in Freeport on 2 of the southern licenses. We've already started drill testing with Freeport as of the 4th quarter last year.
And that was pretty quick after the agreement was
Well,
signed.
exactly. That's because we had already a number of good targets to immediately go in and start testing. There's going to be more geophysics along that entire alteration trend in Serbia with Freeport. And after the geophysics, there will be even more new target testing and testing targets that we have already tested to go back on that model. So basically, we like what we're seeing. So that, I think, for a retail investor is you're not kind of expecting just one result as a hit or miss for the stock to go up or down. You've got multiple targets that'll take years to go through. And really the question is, why would the stock go down? Right? And I think that's more a reflection of the market just doesn't understand what Mundoro is and the value proposition. So we've got good partners that pay for the exploration. We've got a tremendously attractive land package that nobody else in the district has been able to put together between Serbia and Bulgaria. And obviously we've got multiple targets. So it's not about, is this one project going to hit? There's tens of prospects that can be drill tested.
But also you've got more ground still that's open for joint venture.
Yes,
correct?
Exactly.
And right in that area around the Timok belt.
Exactly, yes. So we want to also bring in another partner in Serbia, certainly for the ground that we already have available. And I think that's something that we can achieve. And also in Bulgaria, we want to be bringing in another partner in that part of the country as well, because it gets overlooked. A lot of people, they immediately come to Serbia because that's where Čukaropeki is, that's where Zijin bought Nevsun, that's where Lundin tried to get that asset with Freeport. It gets so much attention that kind of Bulgaria gets forgotten, but in reality there's really good prospectivity in that country, and it's just you have to really understand how licensing works and understand that it takes time, and if you can put together a really attractive land package, you're just legions ahead of anyone else.
Okay, so just to round up, you've got money.
Yes.
So what should an investor right now expect from Mundoro in the next 6 to 12 months in terms of news flow?
So the first thing that's going to come out is the results from JOGMEC and Freeport, the drilling that's being completed in the first quarter of this year. So we are hoping to have those results out by the end of the first quarter. The next piece of news that'll come out on the Freeport JV is really drilling for the second half of the year. And in the middle of that, we're going to be doing geophysics. For JOGMEC, the next news item after the drill results will be in May. They have to make a decision whether to go into phase 2, which would then start a whole new, basically, phase of expenditures on the projects that they're earning into.
Okay, well, thank you, Teo.
Yes.
And look forward to the catalyst from Mundoro.
Absolutely.
Thank you. It's Joe Mazumdar from the Metal Investment Forum, Toronto, PDAC 2019. Thank you very much.